Hello students and welcome to the next and a very important module of MCQs on beats part 3. Students, let us carefully look at the first MCQ. A tuning fork A produces 4 beats per second with another tuning fork of frequency 246 Hz. That means there is a tuning fork A that is producing 4 beats per second with sounding with another tuning fork having frequency 246 Hz. That means suppose the other tuning fork is B, so the frequency becomes 246 Hz for B. Now let us go ahead. When the prongs of A are filed a little. Filed or filing is a process where you remove metal from a particular surface. So students, if I am filing the prongs of a tuning fork, they are going to become thin. And if they are going to become thin, their frequency of vibration is going to increase, students. So let us hold this particular thought to solve this entire MCQ. Let me read again. When the prongs of A are filed a little, the number of beats heard is 6 per second. So can you clearly see that in the question, the number of beats heard is increasing. What is the original frequency of 4K? Now students, first let us take the basic frequency of B, which is 246 Hz. Now students, there is one formula that we are going to use, that is nothing but frequency of A will be equal to N plus or minus B. That is the basic frequency, which is 246 Hz plus 4 or minus 4. Why? Because the number of beats B is equal to 4. So we are going to have two possibilities over here. One is 246 plus 4, which is 250, and second one is 246 minus 4, which is 242. Now students, very clearly 250 and 242, either of these two are going to be our answer. So very clearly option B and option D, which is 240 and 252, will not be our answer. So very clearly I have given you a lifeline of 50-50 over here. So in this particular MCQ, very clearly you have to reach till this condition and then discard two options. Let us go ahead. On filing, frequency increases. That is something where we already discussed. The thickness of the prongs decreases, and that is why they vibrate with more frequency. So further, if 250 Hz and 242 Hz are filed, their frequency is going to increase. Let us take the first case, that is A is equals to 250 Hz. This, students, is our first possibility. So if this is filed, say its frequency becomes 251. What will be the number of beats here? The number of beats will be 251 minus 246, which is equal to 5. Did the number of beats increase? Yes. And what is happening in the question? A has been filed and the number of beats increased from 4 to 6. So very clearly this can be our answer, students. Okay, so let us go ahead and say that this is our final answer. Now students, very clearly, in this particular case, if I go to 252, so 252 minus 246 will give me 6 beats per second, and thereby this becomes my answer. Let us still verify the second option as well. In the second option, say after filing the frequency becomes 243. So 246 minus 243 is going to give me 3 beats, which is lesser. So in this particular case, the number of beats are decreasing. That is why this is not going to be our answer, students. Let us have a similar type of MCQ again. When a tuning fork and a source of frequency 200 Hz were sounded together, 4 beats were heard per second. When the tuning fork was loaded with some wax, that means thickness of the prongs is increased. That means frequency will decrease. Again, 4 beats were produced per second. The original frequency of the tuning fork was. Students, the approach is more or less same like the last MCQ. Let us have a look. We have a source of 200 Hz and we use this particular formula, that is plus or minus the number of beats, and we know that beats are 4. So we'll have two possibilities, plus 4 and minus 4. From this again, we'll have two possibilities, 204 Hz and 196 Hz. What is the next step? Yes, our lifeline, 50-50. So very clearly 200 Hz and 220 Hz cannot be our answer. Let us go ahead. On loading with wax, the frequency decreases. So very clearly, students, the frequency is going to decrease, shown by a downward arrow. Let us take the first option, that is 204 Hz. Say its frequency decreases to 203. What will be the number of beats? Number of beats will be 203 minus 200, which is equal to 3. Didn't the number of beats decrease? Further, students, if I go ahead to 202, what will be the number of beats? 202 minus 200, which is equal to 2. Same way students, if I go further, I keep loading it with wax, what will happen? At one point of time it will become 196, that is from 203, 202, it is going to come to 196, and 196 minus 200 will give me 4 beats per second. That is nothing but the condition given in the question. So very clearly students, if we are going to verify the next value, that is 196 Hertz, suppose the frequency decreases to 195. 200 minus 195 is going to be equal to 5. So students, isn't the number of beats increasing? So very clearly our answer students is going to be 204 Hertz. Do remember the 50-50 lifeline student for these type of MCQs. Thank you students.